notice? Christian,
Using tape diagrams.
there are tape diagrams. Anything else? That is okay. All right, throughout the entire thing today, we are going to be using this scenario right here. All right, so it says, and in an after, never mind. In the after-school program at Washington Junior High, the students are in study groups. Each group has 3 girls and 4 boys in it. An after-school teacher is in charge of 2 of these study groups. All right, so let's find some stuff that's important in that information that is going to help us through the rest of this. Caleb, what's one thing?
Each group has 3 girls and 4 boys in it.
All right, and Caleb, essentially, what is that?
It's the ratio.
That's our ratio. That is our original ratio. That is where we're starting with everything. All right, what else is important?
An after-school teacher is in charge of 2 of these study groups.
All right, so the teacher is in charge of 2 groups. So what is the ratio for that? What's the ratio for the number of teachers to the number of groups? Brenna? 1 to 2. All right, so these are all things that you are going to need to know moving forward. All right, very first thing, sketch a picture of what this looks like. So Caleb just told us that one of our original ratios is 4 boys to 3 girls. Brenna told us that our original ratio is 1 teacher to 2 groups. Sketch what you think this would look like. 1 minute, go. You have 1 minute, so that should tell you how long you're actually sketching, like that you're not really sketching. You should not be staring up there. It's not going to magically appear. 40 seconds. Seconds. All right, so a sketch could be as simple as this. Does that represent what that is saying?
Yes.
All right. What did you guys do? Miss Sears? All right, so Caleb did essentially, what would you call this, Caleb?
It's a tape diagram? Yeah, tape diagram.
Tape diagram, okay? All right, anybody else want to share what they did? Like it? Is that Miss Kenny with a ruler?
Yep.
Smack the children. All right. Hold on, let me. All right, so she went a little bit more in depth and added some spiky hair, long hair, and Miss Kenny with the ruler beat the children. So,
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought it was 2
it is, truth hurts sometimes, right?
Oh wait, my bad.
It's 2 groups, not 1 group.
It's
I
okay.
put 2.
I can do it. All right, Jack, let me see yours.
It's kind of sloppy.
It's okay. You just gotta explain it.
I got a group of teacher, boy, girl, and total students.
Ooh, I like that. So you went table route. Nice. Like it, I like it.
1, 4, 3, 7.
Yep. So 1 teacher, 4 boys, 3 girls, 7 total. Like it. Yes, ma'am. Let me see
I
yours.
just ate shapes.
Shapes. I like shapes. All Alright, so stars are girls, circles are boys, teacher is a heart. Aw, you mean I have one? No, I don't. Study groups. I like it. Alright, so you guys get the picture. It's play on words. The picture that you drew is whatever it means to you, right? So each one of us probably has something a little bit different. That is fine. Moving on to the next part. It says, what are some things that you know directly from the scenario because of the information given? Alright, keyword there is information given. So what's one thing that we do know 100% for sure? Ace?
That there are 3 girls in every group. Or boys.
Alright, what is something else that we know?
There are 4 boys in each group.
What else do we know? Hunter?
That there's 2 groups.
2 groups. That's it?
2 groups
That
per
there's,
teacher.
1 teacher per group.
So, no, there's 2 groups per 1 teacher.
2 teachers per 1 teacher.
Okay? Alright, anything else?
One teacher takes 2 times.
That's the same as 2 groups per 1 teacher.
She said it the smart way.
Yeah, I said it mathematically.
Actually, mathematically.
Alright, now, this bottom part, it says, what are some things that you can infer? First and foremost, raise your hand and tell me, what does the word infer mean? Yes, we're throwing a little bit of ELA in here. Jackson.
I think it means like an educated guess.
Yeah. I mean, what can you essentially guess or think might happen based off of the information in this scenario? Something that is not stated, but you can figure it out using the given information. Now, obviously, this is why do I see pencils in people's hands, or why do I see them on your paper? This is obviously not a false thought. Like, we know there are 3 girls per group, 4 boys per group, 2 teachers per, or 2 groups per 1 teacher. So we're asking, based off of that information, what else do you think you can come up with? Okay, I'm gonna give you a minute to write one thing down, and then we'll share up. Okay, because I want you to think in a little bit. So here's 1 minute. And write. So once you have your thought, I want you to go ahead and I want you to write. Alright, so what is one thing? Alright, Jeremiah?
That in 1 group there's no teacher.
So 1 group does not equal a teacher. Okay? So you have to have 2 groups to have that. Okay? Alright, Gabriel?
The number of groups is divisible by 2.
Kayla?
It's probably done after school because 1 is a study and 2 is with the after school teacher.
It says after school program.
It's okay. It's alright. We're going with it. Alright. Joseph?
One teacher watches 14 kids. It's not Miss
Okay,
Kenny wants to.
River,
There's 7 people in one group.
7 people in one group. Haley,
There's 14 people in two groups.
guys, so the last 3 have been information we already know, right? I'll let it go. Alright, what'd you say?
There's 14 people in two groups. And there's 14 groups.
I don't even know what is coming out of your mouth, so I'm just gonna write anything. Alright. Now, let's slide over here, it's okay. Cause if I could write everybody's down and we'd be here all day and we'd never get through anything. Alright, these are in and out tables or input output tables or XY tables or whatever you wanna call them, ratio tables. So the first one, or the first 3, have technically the X side done for you. Alright, so the number of groups is 1, so how many girls are in one group? Raheem? 3. How many girls are in 2 groups? Brock?
6.
How many girls are in 3 groups? Charles?
9.
4 groups? Brenna?
12.
And 5 groups? Christian?
15.
Alright, so what did we do there?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Added 3.
Multiplied by 2 or
Added.
Added
we did not add 3?
We
We multiplied by what?
3.
By 3. So it's 3x. Alright, so I want you to do, I guess, chart number 2 and chart number 3. Stand up when you're done. This one? That's gonna be your x. Do not do any more than that.
Did we put X in that one spot?
Alright, have a seat. So, again, our rule over here was that we multiply by 3. Remember, when you're dealing with proportional relationships, when you're dealing with ratios, when you're dealing with anything like that, you have to do the same thing to every number that is involved, right? So if, as we get a little bit further down here, if you're doing something to the first line, but that you have to change it to the second line in order for it to work, is that going to be a proportional relationship? No. So keep that in mind when we're going through the rest of these. All right, so we have number of groups, number of boys. Someone raise your hand and help me fill this out. All right, Jackson.
4,
Okay.
8,
Okay.
12,
Okay.
16,
Okay.
20,
All right.
4x.
All right, and then number of groups, total students. So it does change a little bit. Ethan.
7.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
28.
21.
21. My bad.
It's okay.
Then it's 28.
Okay.
35.
Okay.
42. No wait. I'm dying. 7x.
7x. Now, I have a question. Can you also do something different for this one? What else can you do for this one? All right, Caleb, what do you think?
Instead of putting X, you put a 6.
Nope. put an X, because you have to, that is your rule row.
Oh, that's the rule? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like that's your rule row. So like this one was 4 times X, so we multiplied all of
Yeah.
these by 4. This one, we technically multiplied all of these by 7. But there's another thing you can do that still works for all of them. Michaela?
Total students would be both of the groups.
Nope. What do you mean both of the groups?
Like it would be 1 and 14, 2, 28.
No. I don't know what you mean. That doesn't make sense to me.
Because the total students that one teacher takes care of is 14.
That's what I
So
did.
it could be total students equals 14 for one. Oh, it's
Or
number of groups. Never
You
mind.
could do
Sorry.
3x plus 4x, couldn't you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's easier for just
I agree, but it's gonna get a whole lot harder here in a minute.
Whoa.
Alright, so number of girls to number of boys. Fair enough, right? So we have, why do I always want to write 4? We have 3 girls to 4 boys. What now? What now? Hunter?
I would say, we make it 6 to 8.
Okay. Then what?
Then it would be 9 to 12.
Okay, I'm gonna call on somebody else. Christian?
Then it would be 12 to 16.
Alright. Joseph?
15 to 20.
So here's the question. What is our rule? What's the rule?
is this like a multiplying thing or is it like ratio?
What do you do for every, like, what do we do for every one of these? No. Ben? No?
Multiply by 1
No? Well, I mean,
He's not wrong.
technically.
I'm not wrong.
You do 4x divided by 3, so yes, it essentially, you said 1 1/3? Yeah. Yeah. So you can do it as, you said, 1 1/3 times x?
Yes.
Or you can do 4x divided by 3. Does that make sense? We'll do the math. Plug in 3
I found something
times 1 1/3 and see if you get 4.
I found something funny.
I know you already did. Duh. That's how you got the answer.
For 3 to 4, it's like plus 1 and then 60.
This is why it gets a little bit more difficult because now you have to think a little bit harder. All right, the next one, number of groups to number of teachers. So obviously we have 2 groups, 1 teacher. What next? What next? Jack?
4 and 2.
Okay. What next? Brock?
6 to 3.
Okay. Next. Raheem?
8,
8 to 4. Next. Jeremiah?
8 to 5.
You said 10 to 5? Okay. Alright, so we have x over here on the left side. So what is our equation? Or sorry, what is our expression? Cooper?
X divided by 2
Yes.
or x
4 times.
Or
Yeah,
what?
I did. I
We
did.
don't deal with fractions unless we have to.
I did.
No.
Well, you always write that down.
Yeah, you always write
Yeah, you always write
I
4
would-
times 1/2.
Sorry.
I
Or
did half of it.
x 1
times half.
x
Oh, that looks weird.
I know. That's why I don't want to write it, but y'all making me say.
I did
You can write
X
a
half.
dot.
Put the dot, yeah.
I said X.
No.
I like doing that. That's one of my favorite.
Alright,
things.
number of boys to total students. So this one, how many boys do we have?
4.
We have 4 boys and 7 students. Alright, what comes next? What comes next? Cooper B.
8 to 14.
8 to what?
14.
You said 15?
I said 14.
Joseph?
9 to 21.
No, not 9.
Wait. Oh.
Because we're going up this
Oh,
side.
oh, it's 12 to 21.
It's what?
It's 12 to 20. 12 to
12 to
21. You said 21.
21.
Yes.
Okay. What comes next? Raheem?
16, 28.
Gabriel?
28 to 35.
28 to 35? No. What did you say?
20 to 35.
Okay, I was gonna say, I very well could have heard you wrong. Alright, so this is X. So what is our rule? What is our rule for this one? Alright, Ace, what do you think?
I think that it's X I think that it is X times 1 3/4.
Yes.
Yes.
Or 7x divided by 4. Because I don't deal with fractions. Like I don't. I will not do a fraction to save my life unless I have to.
Instead of doing
How do you all find
whatever he said, you could do.
Wait, so you would rather die
One point
than
five.
fraction?
Yes.
You could do, yeah, you could do
Oh.
1.
I will sacrifice my child, my dog, my cat.
Whoa.
That means I never, like he's learning
Dang.
adding and subtracting fractions right now and he doesn't have a math teacher this year. And I legit want to choke him out every night because he doesn't listen to me. I'm like, son, you don't even have a teacher. This is my job. Just listen to me. He's like,
I would just give
yeah,
you-
yeah. I'm like, go to your dad. I'm done.
I would just give you the homework sheet and be like,
Well, thank you. Crazy stuff
Yeah, yeah.
in fifth grade. I'm like, I don't
How
even
do-
want to like convert the denominator and
How
stuff.
do-
It's so weird.
How do,
Like the visual models that they have to draw, like Wiegand's arguments, because I'm like, I don't even understand it. He's like, but I have to do it. I said, I'm gonna write a note. He doesn't need to do it. And he just writes his answer, but he shows his work, so. Alright, total side note, sorry, let's get back to work. Alright, number of girls,
3.
3. Total number of students,
7.
7. Alright, what comes next? Ethan,
6 to 14.
next, Ethan,
9 to 21.
next,
12 to 28.
and last.
15 to 35.
Alright, so what is our rule for this one? Cooper?
Wait, I think I forgot. Wait, is it like X times 2?
No.
No?
She just doesn't want to do
It's
fractions.
so similar to the last one.
I mean,
Oh,
they-
you want me we're not doing fractions?
wait, so we're not allowed to say the
You
fractions.
can say fractions all you want. I'm not gonna
She's
write
gonna
it.
Not
turn-
gonna say
She's
it.
gonna
Hold
turn
on,
them into
dude.
decimals.
was right.
I don't know how to do that.
I don't understand that.
So you do like 7 times 4 is 21 divided by 4 gives you 7.
What?
This one. So you said you don't get it. Listen. So 7 times 4 is 28. My fault. I don't even know my math. Then if I divide it by 4, I get 7.
Oh, it's 7x. It's 7x divided by 3, isn't it?
So
7x
what
divided by 3.
is the fact or the whatever that thing is called expression?
I still.
Oh my lord.
I know. It's 7x
Divided
divided by
by
3.
3.
7x divided by 3, people.
Confused on how.
I get it now.
Like
I
if I'm
get
trying
it.
to find
That makes
the
sense
rule,
now.
I'm not gonna think, oh, 7x divided by 3. No, I'm gonna think like
Multiplication.
x plus 30 minus 6.
Yes, see, that's too much. All right, last chart on this side. 1 teacher, 14 students. Someone help me with the rest of it. I'm just gonna call one person, you're gonna give me the answers. All right, Jackson.
Oh wait, no. 2 to 1. So.
Get it together, my child. 28.
Oh yeah.
I love this class.
Okay, yeah.
3 to 42. 4 to 56.
And 5 to 70.
Thank you. And 5 to 70. All right, so what is our expression? What is our expression? I'll give you nothing crazy.
Wait, it's not crazy.
Are you sure?
I know exactly what it is.
This one's super easy.
Yeah, it's not crazy. I just
Okay.
have to, yeah, I rethought like everything.
Okay, what?
Is it 14x?
She didn't make it complicated.
Alright,
7.
flip your paper over.
7x times 2.
Now, guys, please stop. This next page obviously is the graphing. I am not going to take the time with you today to graph. Alright, we will pick that up on Monday, but we are gonna do is we're gonna label the sides. Does that make sense? So you're looking at this first one right here. Okay? So what are we gonna label the X? What are we gonna label the X?
The number.
Jack.
Number 8.
So groups. What are we gonna label the Y? Girls. Girls. Alright, so the next chart, what are we labeling the X? Does everybody understand where I'm getting groups and girls from?
Yes.
Alright, just wanna make sure this, y'all are looking a little crazy right now.
I
Mason,
get it.
Groups, is that,
okay?
and then Y, or Y is boys.
Alright, the next one. What's the X? Cora.
Groups,
And the Y?
students,
Alright, the next one, what is the X? Raheem? And the Y? Alright, the next one, what is the X? Jeremiah?
groups,
Okay, and what is the Y?
teachers,
Alright, the next one, Michaela?
Boys
Alright,
is X and students is Y.
perfect. Again, everybody understands where we're pulling these words from, right?
Yes.
Alright. We have two more. Let me get a new pen. Absolutely, Aubrey. What is our X? Nope. So essentially, we should be on this one down here.
yeah.
Nope. No, baby, look. We are on this one. We're on this one. This is our X, this is our Y. Okay, so what goes on our X? Yes, ma'am? And our Y? Yes. Alright, and then Alexa, for the last one, what is our X? And what is our Y? Alright, we essentially have to skip these 3 questions today, because obviously we're not graphing. Alright? So, pull out that other sheet. Now, I am not a huge fan of tape diagrams. So, I'm also not a teacher that makes you do something that you don't understand. Okay, so if you understand tape diagrams and you want to do these models, by all means, you are more than welcome to. But if you're like, meh, I can just do it without the models, I'm okay with that too. Alright? They're here because, but if you don't need them, don't use them. That's my thought process. Alright, so it says read each scenario, use the provided shift diagram to solve the following. Again, if you don't need it, don't use it. Gerard is making milkshakes using ice cream and milk. In one shake, he uses 2 cups of ice cream, 3 cups of milk. He has 16 cups of ice cream. How much milk will he need to use all the ice cream to make the shakes? Alright, so, word problem. Therefore, what do we need to do? Jackson.
Identify them.
Alright, so tell me what's important.
He uses 2 cups of ice cream.
In the whole thing or in,
So in One shake.
Yes, that's important. So in one shake, you use 2 cups of ice cream and what else?
3 cups of milk.
All right, what else is important?
Oh, he has 16 cups of ice cream.
So that whole thing right there, and then what's the last thing that is important?
How much milk will he need to use all of his ice cream to make?
All right, so we're looking for how much milk he's going to need. All right. Our original ratio is what? What is our original ratio? Christian?
2 cups of ice cream and 1 cup of milk.
So 2 to 3. So this is ice cream, this is milk. All right. How many cups of ice cream does he use in all? 16. All right, so essentially, what times 2 gives us 16?
8.
So he uses 24 cups of milk. That's not the only way you can solve it. That is just how I do. I mean, that's how I do it. You don't have to do the 2 fractions, not fractions. Ratios written that way. Again, I'm a visual person. That's for me. If you can solve it without doing that, you're allowed to. Just make sure that at the end of the day, we both come up with 24.
Cups of milk.
All right. The next one. A scientist is observing birds that live in a forest area. He notices that there are 3 mockingbirds for every 4 blue jays that he counts. If the scientist observes a total of 70 birds of these birds, how many are likely mockingbirds? All right, what's important in this question? Ace.
There are 3 mockingbirds for every 4 blue jays.
Okay. What else? Ace. What else?
That he observes 70 birds in total.
Okay. What else?
How many of them are mockingbirds?
Yes. All right, again, your original ratio. You have 3 mockingbirds to 4 blue jays. All right. How many birds do we have all together? How many birds do we have all together based off of that problem? Charles. 70. So Charles, where's my 70 gonna go? Next to 3 or next to the 4?
The 4.
This is a trick question, by the way.
I didn't figure that out when I answered.
Is it gonna go next to either one of those?
No.
Raise your hand and tell me why. Why is it not gonna go next to either one of those? New friends. New friends.
I only met you this year.
Cora.
Because it's the total.
It's the total. So Cora, what do we actually have to do with the 3 and the 4?
Multiply it. If you divide 7.
What do we have to do with the 3 and the 4? We gotta do something with the 3 and the 4 first.
Oh. If you divide them by each other?
Gonna add them. Why are you gonna add these 2? Rena. Right, so we have to find out how many total whole our ratio is. So 3 plus 4 is 7 birds altogether, equal to 70 birds altogether, or however you wanna mathematically say it. So, how do we go from 7 to 70? Jackson?
We do times 10.
All right, so then how many birds are likely mockingbirds?
30.
Yes. Why did you say 30?
Because there's already 3 mockingbirds, and if you do 3 times 10, you get 30.
Okay, does everybody understand that? So we say from here to here is times 10. So then we can't forget about our ratio. We gotta multiply this by 10 and that by 10. So he gets 30 mockingbirds. Okay? Makes sense.
Yep.
How many of you are confused?
Actually, not me.
Yeah.
Never once.
Jason, are you done?
All right. The next one. Mrs. Meyer has put her woodwind band classes into groups of 8. Each group has 2 flute players. The rest of the students play clarinet. There are 42 clarinet players in the band. How many flute players are there in Mrs. Meyer's woodwind class? All right, so raise your hands. Tell me what is important. Caleb.
She put her woodwind class into 8 groups.
Okay.
Groups of 8. And then each group has 2 flute players.
Okay.
And then the rest of the students play clarinet.
Okay.
And then there are 42 clarinet players.
Okay.
And then how many flute players are in the woodwind class?
All right. So walk me through how to solve this.
Okay, so there's 8 groups, and there's 2 groups. So there's 8 groups. Wait, no. So there's groups of 8. I got it. So there's groups of 8, and each group has 2 flute players. So that means there's basically 6 spots left in every group. So then you would do 42 divided by 6 to find out how many groups there would be. And 42 divided by 6 equals 7. That means there would be a total of 7 groups. So then you multiply 7 by 2 because there's 2 flutes in every group, and you would get 14 flutes.
Can it be like so much more complicated?
Yeah. That's why I just wrote what was simple.
Oh, that makes sense.
God
That
bless
makes
us all,
sense.
y'all.
We always
I'm not that smart.
You do, 100%. You are that smart.
You just
All right.
Oh, that's smart.
Last
Look at that.
one of these says, an animal shelter takes care of cats and dogs that need help. The shelter can keep 7 cats for every 2 dogs that it keeps. The shelter is currently full and has, whoever's tapping or whatever, please stop. The shelter is currently full and has 35 cats living there. They are about to hold an animal adoption day for all the animals. How many animals will be available for adoption? All right, what's important in this question? Christian.
7 cats every 2 dogs.
7 cats, every 2 dogs.
35 cats every 4.
Okay.
Adoption for all the animals.
Okay.
And then how many will be there for adoption?
All right. So how do we go about solving this one? How do we go about solving this one? Ace.
You wanna know how I did it? Or
Sure.
I divided 35 by 7 because for every 2 dogs there were 7 cats.
Okay.
And I got 5.
Okay.
So then I multiplied 2 by 5 to get 10, and then I added 35 and 10 together to get my answer of 45.
Like it. So there are 45 animals. That's fantastic. Makes sense to me. Does that make sense to everybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The last part we are going to do is this one. So we're taking it back to our after-school program. It says, if the after-school program at Washington Junior High, I can't even read, good Lord, today. In the after-school program at Washington Junior High, the students are in study groups. Each has 3 girls, 4 boys. 1 teacher, 2 groups. There are 203 students in the after-school program, so they gave us our total, hint, hint, wink, wink. How many boys attend the after-school program at Washington Junior High? All right, So, you must answer this. I know we did the tables, but we didn't do the graphs. It says, why could a table, chart, or picture not be efficient for this question? So why would a table not work? Why would a chart not work? Why would drawing a picture, like we did at the beginning, not work? That is what you're filling in that box. I'm gonna give you a minute and a half, go.
So we're just filling in the box? That's
Just the box, you're not doing anything else, just the box.
Do we just pick one of them or do we pick all of them?
I'm not reading the question again. All right, so what was your reasoning? So someone share what they wrote here. Nope, 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 nope.
Dang it.
Nope.
I didn't catch
Kaylee, what'd you write?
All I really came up with was because I can't figure out how to find the whole. Well, because it sounds like you have to find the parts based on the problem part, and
So why would a table not work in this situation? Because there are 203 students. Why would a chart not work in this situation? Kaylee?
that's a really high number.
Why would a picture not work at all in this? Right, so again, we're way out here, let's just stay inside this box, right? The number's too big, so we have to find other ways to figure out, like we did with all of these. We didn't draw one picture for all of these, did we?
No.
No, we used strategies that we have already learned previously in the year. All right, so point blank, the numbers are too large for any of those strategies. Sometimes it's not that, we just gotta keep it simple, y'all. Cooper, how complicated was yours?
Not as complicated, but it was wrong.
It's not necessarily wrong, because it's this is your opinion. So, like, did you say one of them would work?
No.
What'd you say?
Well, it's because like charts, like especially the XY charts, usually do like multiplication, but this has addition in it. So like the table wouldn't work.
Okay,
Then I realized that I also said like charts and pictures, so that's where it comes from.
that's okay.
I just said that it takes too much space or it take too long.
Yeah, right, I mean, let's think about it.
Yeah, I said that because
At the end of the day, we are preparing for what?
EOG.
EOG, you have 3 hours to do 60 give or take questions. Do I really and truly want you spending 10 minutes drawing a beautiful chart graph
picture.
table picture. If you draw a picture and it takes you 10 minutes, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna haunt you in your dreams.
It'll take you more than 10 minutes.
And not in a good way.
It'll take you 10
Not in a
minutes.
good way. No. I will die. I will come back when you're like 48 and you'll see me in every mirror that you look at. You will see me with numbers, vomiting numbers. Like it will be the most terrifying thing you've ever seen. If you waste 10 minutes using a strategy, because clearly that means the strategy is either wrong or you don't know what you're doing.
If you take a picture, it'll be like, no. If you get a picture,
Okay.
I mean, at least they're not writing no.
Show it to the person. No. And then yes.
We don't talk about
Remember this. At least the person wouldn't be writing no over and over again.
That would be
We're not gonna talk about it. All right, this is the last one that we have to do before we're definitely like officially done with this. So it says use the chart below to describe the relationship within one group of students. Shade that part of the chart needed to solve the given question. All right, so essentially for this, you have 3 girls, you have 4 boys. Stop humming, singing, whatever you're doing. And 7 students. Which one, the girls, the boys, or the whole number of students, do we need to solve this problem? Okay, which one do you think we need? Hand down, hand down, hand down, hand down, hand down, hand down. Jason, good to see you today. Which one?
In a way, the total,
Yes. Why?
because it would take forever to find the part for just 4, because then you also wouldn't know, because then you would obviously get like 204 and then obviously it would be wrong and it would just take a very long time. And then 3, that just doesn't really just drop me.
Okay, so 3 definitely is out. I'm gonna let you keep that one. You do need the total for sure, but you're also gonna need this one.
Technically, you need all of them.
Technically, no.
So you need
You can find it with the total and the number of boys.
Yeah, that's right.
So, shh. All right. Therefore, I'm gonna help you with one. I'm gonna give you this one. Go from there. It says, use 2 equivalent ratios to solve the given question. So that's what I gave you. Go from there. Stand up when you have your answer. That's this kitty coming back from the dead getting y'all.
WT. There's more?
Get focused. Get focused. Stand up when you have your answer.
Okay. I'm almost done.
That one? That one or that one? Nope. 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 No. Huh? I said, oh, I did. Why are you doing your math in a marker? I'm starting to switch a little. Like, it is for real switching. Yes. If you are standing, your mouse is not running. No. Yes. I don't even, you have a picture. All right, let's go over this. What does the 7 stand for? What does the 7 stand for? Because that's important. You got to know that. We also just filled out this, so it tells you, Charles, the total number of students. So if we have the 7 there, what do we have to do with this 203? Jackson?
We have to put it beside the 7
Why?
because that's the total number of students.
All right, and then 4. What does the 4 represent? Jeremiah?
The boys.
The number of boys. So from there, that's how you do it. If you set it up as 7 to 14 or 7, I didn't even know what y'all were doing. I got
I thought
nothing.
you just wanted an equivalent fraction.
Well, I mean, yes,
I didn't know you wanted the
but
answer.
technically these are equivalent fractions,
Yeah.
right?
Ratio.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer our question.
We don't do
I know
fractions.
what the boys is though.
Yes,
We don't do
Can I
fractions
tell
here.
you how I did it? 'Cause I did it a little bit different.
a little bit.
How many yardsticks have you broken this year?
None.
0?
No, none. But I also tell my children that I'm going to eat them. So
Have you shown them your little face?
yes, they see my face like they
Nice.
probably saw it 4 minutes ago.
Oh, jeez. When I was acting foolish and they were laughing?
Yeah, yeah. But
Come on, kids.
that was perfect because I just told them I was going to come back after I die and haunt them because they were doing something silly. And then you came in sounding like a ghost. It was fantastic. Like it was perfect.
Perfect
Timing.
time.
All right, so what? I forgot what I was going to say.
It gives her more power.
Oh yes. So tell us what you did.
So I just did it like, so I know that 7 times 3 equals 21, and then you add a 0 to that, and that would be 210, which is pretty close to the 200. And then I know if I just like subtract 7, that would just be
No,
20.
I'm done listening to you. So how do we solve this problem? Because as much as that works for this,
That's just like overcomplicated.
it's overcomplicating and it's not truly the strategy. Like all like joking aside of all of our crazy thinking, there are strategies. Please start to use them and don't make life so difficult. All right, Jeremiah?
I did 203 divided by 7, and I got 29. And then I did 4 times 29, and I got 160.
All right, that is the correct answer. Crazy. No. All right, listen.
This makes sense.
This handout, I'll wait for y'all to stop talking. This is mandatory extra credit. What that means is you have to do this. This is due on Monday. And this will replace the lowest grade you have. Whether it's a test, whether it's a cool down, you pick whatever grade. And if you don't have anything that's low right now, you save it and you use it at another point in time. But this is not an option. You have to do this. If you don't do this, you get a 0. If you do it, you essentially get a free 100 in whatever you need it for. Yes.
So, do we have to do it right now?
No.
Okay.
You don't have to do it right now. It's due by Monday.
Well, what if we never have the low grades? We never have. Oh, it's due on Monday?
It's due on Monday. You, like I just said.
It's
So,
mandatory.
listen, if you don't do it, you get a 0. If you do it, you get a free 100.
Okay.
Okay? There are word problems. Therefore, what must you do? If you do not, it is a 0. I don't care if every answer on here is correct. Stop moving and listen, because I'm not done talking. You must show your work, whether it's the crazy Caleb and Christian and Jason way, or it's the normal, calm Kenny way. And Jack, yeah. Well, you're pretty. You like to be kind of basic, so I get it.
Or it's my
Nothing against you, like nothing.
I like reading.
Me too, like simple.
Basic reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that is what you're doing with this. Work has to be shown, answers need to be circled, and it needs to be annotated. If none of that is done, it is a 0. Now, for those of you who have finished your Imagine Math, and I will remind you again who that is, you are able to spend the remainder of the class playing a game on your iPad, talking quietly to your classmates, whatever. If you want to get started on this, you can do it. I don't know why y'all are moving. Well, I'm about to cut it off and make y'all do this right now. Stop moving and listen to the rest of the directions, please. So if you're done with Imagine Math, that is what you're doing. If you are not done with Imagine Math, which I can tell you right now, and if you need to correct me, that is fine. Don't do it right here. Do it when we actually like disperse and are where we need to be. Sorry, my computer. Put your hand out. Alright, so Corbin, you need to get your iPad and go to the back table. Emily, get your iPad, go to the back table. Ethan, did you finish or no? Go to the back table. Gabriel, did you finish? Go to the back table. So that's 4 people sitting at my back table. Now, Hunter, you need to grab the floor next behind Ethan, over there now. Kaylee, no, that's not the chair you're sitting in. Get out of that chair. Kaylee, sit in the black chair Gabriel was just taking. Michaela, sit in the other black chair that was next to Gabriel. And River, you're using the pass. So those of you sitting in your regular chairs, if you are obnoxious, if you are loud, if you are doing anything that you are not supposed to be doing, you will ruin it for the entire class. I am sorry, I'm not letting you guys go outside today because people like to roll around in the mud, and you're not bringing it inside. So use the space that you have out here right now, until people are done with their Imagine Math, to, like I said, be on your iPads, talk to your friends quietly, play games with each other on your iPads, whatever you're doing. But just keep it calm out here because these students do need it somewhat, quiet so they can actually concentrate. All right, hold on, let me move my iPad.
Can I use the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am.